Hello YouTube. Today on Reveal Spotlight, I have from Aoshima the Lamborghini Murcielago R-SV, and this is a 2010 model. This one, to be honest, was one of the first kits that I built after coming back into the hobby after about a year or two hiatus. I had been just kind of looking at this on my shelf, thinking, I want to build it, I want to build it, want to build it. Just kept saying, well, you need to get more, time under your belt. You need to get more experience before doing it. And I just finally said, well, you know what? I'm just tired of waiting, and went whole hog into it. There's a few things, if I could rebuild, I would like to do differently. As you can see, the seam line right through there is not the greatest in the world, as well as due to some sanding that I had done to try to fix the front clip onto the main body. It did affect the way that the headlights lay into their positions. So I wish I'd kind of done that a little different. Outside of that, the rest of the kit turned out beautifully, and I love it. And especially seeing that this paintwork was an absolute nightmare. The color used is Tamiya's gunmetal, and that is their metallic or metallizer range. It lays down beautifully in small, complex areas, like if you're working on, a military model for a gun barrel, something like that. However, laying it down on this large of flat surfaces just turned into a nightmare. For the most part, the front part of the body went fine. I don't know if there was some turbulence that was caused just from the design of the rear end or what, but I had to strip and repaint this quarter panel, the rear deck lid, and the other side's quarter panel at least a dozen times. And that is not an exaggeration. It took me about 3 days to get this correct, and to this point, just because every time I about was done, there would get like a little swirl mark right here. And then the only way to fix that was I had to strip it back to, actual mold lines, so that it wasn't a reveal that, I stripped a section, because then you'd have a line from the paint getting stripped. And so just strip, respray, dozen times at least. And then I had problems again on this side and on the rear deck lid. But persistence paid off, and I absolutely love the way this color came out. It has that absolute beautiful metallic sheen that I was looking for when I started this. Went ahead and used Tamiya's XF1 for the rear wing and for the hood. The interior is mostly Tamiya's X18, which is their semi-gloss black, and I'll go ahead and zoom in now to the interior and kind of go through some of the details there. So the interior of it is pretty much all factory stock except for the seatbelts. That is an aftermarket set that I picked up, and absolutely love the way that the aftermarket seatbelts just lay. They just lay natural in here. The set, I apologize, I don't have the name of the manufacturer, but this set was one where you had to actually cut. You got a sheet of fabric and you had to cut out the individual strips. In order to do that, if you want to do that, it's great to do, but I would highly advise picking up one of these Infini Easy Cut sets, specifically the straight line set. Otherwise, doing that freehand would be near impossible to keep an even cut of, I think it's like 2.5 mil. I'm sorry, 0.2 to 0.25 mil, the entire length. But outside of that, again, love the way that those are laying in there. You can see the interior from the other side, that semi-gloss black, really to kind of mimic a carbon fiber look Didn't really want to spend the money on carbon fiber decals for this kit, and so went ahead and just opted not to. And so, I mean, it doesn't have the actual look of carbon fiber, but to the untrained eye, you wouldn't even notice that it's not. It just looks natural on the car. Taking a look here at the rear engine, that portion of it was, oops, going the wrong way. There we go. The engine to the kit is, again, more of what I would call a curbside style. You don't actually build the two halves of the engine. Looking at the underside of the car, it is pretty sparse. Let me set my turntable out of the way. It's pretty sparse, but then again, that is due to the fact that it literally is designed to be on a racetrack, and you don't want much under here for drag. Used a few different metallizers across the bottom just to give the look. So go ahead and set this back down. The other thing that I love about this kit was that it came with a piece of fabric, which is this mesh, that you can cut out and attach to the framework for the rear grille. And I'll see if I can get that to focus in on that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Finally. Actually, once my camera will want to play nice. There you go. You can see that there. And that looks the part. It really does just look like the grill, a grill meshing that would be on a car. And the material is really easy to work with. Just a little bit of, stretching of it. And I went ahead and actually did it for the front air dams as well, for the braking system. And like I said, it takes a little bit of work, maybe an extra 5-10 minutes, but looks absolutely amazing. In fact, I've thought about getting bulk of this type of tool material to use on other builds, just to kind of give that meshed look. So overall, like I said, the kit goes together absolutely beautifully. I love the way that this one had turned out. I do display it with the doors open, hood down. I also display it with the Master Box Claire Catch Me If You Can figure. So go ahead and show her off here as well. So taking a look here, the dress color is a mixture of Tester's metallic green and MRP's Have Glass effect. Just kind of bouncing back and forth between the two. Went ahead and it finally came out to a very dark green. In fact, it's more dark green than what it's actually appearing on the camera. Yeah, I hate how cameras actually distort the color. The dress color is actually closer to what you see here on her shoes. However, I've not seen it in natural light, and I would love to see how that actually works out. So, in either case, though, everything's pretty much hand-painted details here on her. Let me get that to lock in. There we go. So, hand-painted bracelet, necklace, facial features, everything like that. And then how she is displayed with the car is pretty much just sitting right inside of the doorway, as she does on the box art for that figure. So I had to get her position there before freezing that, and she sits beautifully right in there. Went ahead and actually omitted the roll cage to the car just to allow her to sit more naturally. But it does come with a full roll cage if you want to build it with that. So hope you liked this quick little reveal video, or the reveal video, I should say, for my 1/24 scale Aoshima Lamborghini Murcielago R-SV, as well as the Master Box Limited Claire Catch Me If You Can figure. Have a wonderful rest of your day.